This past Sunday my family and I joined thousands of others at Lamont Park to celebrate La Guelaguetza, an annual indigenous cultural event from the state of Oaxaca, Mexico. It is of deep cultural importance for the indigenous peoples, an example of having survived centuries of domination by other cultures. Later that day came the news out of Los Angeles that has shocked many across the state and made national headlines. 3 members of the Los Angeles City Council along with a labor leader were caught on an audio recording saying some of the most sickeningly racist, offensive and discriminatory language against indigenous people from Oaxaca, blacks and gays. One member also made crude remarks about Jews and Armenians. Unless you've been hiding under a rock this past week, I won't go into all of the specific venom spilled in their private conversation, which was apparently surreptitiously recorded by someone last year as they were discussing maps proposed by the Redistricting Commission. The Los Angeles Times got a hold of the recording and broke the story. The fact that all involved here are Latino is and is not striking at the same time. Councilwoman Nury Martinez has since stepped down as president of the LA City Council, and on Wednesday she resigned entirely from the council. Her colleagues are well-known veteran politicians Kevin De Leon and Gil Cedillo. Despite a chorus of calls for all 3 to resign, 2 still remain. The 4th person is labor leader Ron Herrera, who has since resigned his post as president of the Los Angeles Federation of Labor. This is a great shame. For them to have used those words to insult people, they should not hold any public posts, said local civil rights activist Dolores Herta. Martinez apparently did the most damage as she talked bluntly about others, and at one point referred to a then 2-year-old black child as looking like a little monkey. She was referring to the toddler of her fellow council member Mike Bonin, who adopted a black child. Bonin is also gay, and Martinez referred to him as a little expletive. This is a perfect example of anti-black racism that exists in Latino communities, said Ivy Cargill, associate professor in political science at Cal State Bakersfield. She had been yelling at her car radio while listening to coverage of the first Los Angeles City Council meeting since the scandal broke. Cargill is spot on with her assessment. Anti-black sentiment in Latino communities does indeed take place, proving you don't need a white robe and hood. Racism goes beyond political parties. Martinez, De Leon and Cedillo are all Democrats. What they said in private among themselves is in reality the same I heard from other Latinos when I was growing up in Chicago and other places. I hope that poison doesn't come up here to Kern County, said Cargill. The fear is that this will derail any current or future collaboration between Latino and black groups, raise tensions among both groups or spread to violence in either community. We as Latinos benefited a lot from the civil rights movement, said Herta. What blacks gained, so did we. Herta recalled how she and the late Cesar Chavez worked together with Martin Luther King Jr. for civil and labor rights for blacks and Latinos. Herta and Cargill are hopeful relations between blacks and Latinos won't suffer, but are cautious and stress much work remains to be done. For starters, Cargill is pleased to see an array of Latino groups quickly, loudly stepped up to denounce the racist remarks and demand that all 3 council members immediately resign from their elected offices. Just as egregious, if not more so, is Latino discrimination against our own indigenous communities, especially against those who don't speak Spanish and speak a native dialect. In the audio recording, Martinez referred to people from Oaxaca who walk around Koreatown as short, dark and so ugly. I don't know where these people are from, I don't know how they got here, said Martinez, who claims to stand for communities of color. Words like that are not new nor surprising to Hector Hernandez, who hails from Oaxaca, speaks Mixteco and is a member of Unidad Popular Benito Juarez, a non-profit civic organization that promotes Oaxacan culture. Of course it hurts, said Hernandez, who lives in southeast Bakersfield. We had just finished celebrating our rich culture with La Guelaguetza event and then this comes out. Unidad Popular has been working with other groups from Oaxaca and Los Angeles to mobilize for better opportunities, said Hernandez, and had counted on Martinez, De Leon and Cedillo to help. Said Hernandez, we thought they were good people and would help everyone. If any good comes out of this, it brings out in the open what's been brewing underneath for so long. The delicate relations between 2 large ethnic groups, blacks and Latinos, continue to struggle for equality across the board. And ironically, or perhaps fittingly, as thousands celebrated an event at Lamont Park to honor our local indigenous community which has fought for its sheer survival for centuries, 3 politicians are felled by their own disparaging words.